Hello, 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 everybody. It's Men Who Craft Monday. Dave,
What is going on, my friend?
how are you, buddy?
I'm doing well. How about yourself?
How was your trip to Charlotte?
Hey, man, we had a good time. We ended up going down to Ocean Isles uh, to start the day off. Got down there about 10 o'clock, 10 a.m., and then drove into Charlotte and stayed at the Hilton.
Uh huh.
And it was pretty nice, man. We was about 20-minute walk from the hotel, so we ended up taking one of them scooters and going around town
Mm-hmm.
uh, to the event. But it was pretty cool, man. For
We.
3 beers, it was $42.15, and that's for the 24
That's not.
ounce.
That's not surprising, my friend.
But
That's crazy.
I had a little bit of liquor in my boot, so I was fine on that.
You guys look
One of
like
my
you were
one of
having
my
a blast. We wish we could have been there with you
yeah,
guys.
I ended up getting up front to the stage. One of my buddies that's a police officer up there. He was like, "Hey, where you at?" And I told him. He's like, "You see the building over here on the right side of the stage where it's got the painting on the wall?" I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "Come over here." I get over and he's like, "Hey, why don't you go ahead and make your way down to the front of the stage?" And I was like, "Hell yeah!"
That must have been a
I got to the
blast.
front of the stage. I got to the front of the stage, and Jelly Roll seen my hat, and he said, "Hey, we got a veteran right here. I want to thank." He says, "If it wasn't for men and women like him, uh, we wouldn't be able to have a moment like this." And then he went like that. So that was kind of cool,
That
to
was
get
real
recognized on
cool.
that.
Yeah, that was awesome. Let's see. We got a bunch of people jumping in here. Hi, Nicole Cumby. Hi, Corey. Foulmouth Mugs. Hello.
What's
Francesca.
going on, man?
Hello. So we got Dave with us tonight. Dave has been a follower of ours forever. And he's going to jump on here. And what are you going to be working on tonight, Dave?
So I do. I used to do a lot of like the spin art
Mm-hmm.
on canvas, and I got into the pouring. Stop. Go lay down. I got into the pouring art, acrylic pouring on
Okay.
canvas. Doing pieces like this right
Wow.
here,
Very cool.
and then doing pieces like this.
Oh my God, those are gorgeous.
So just doing different stuff like that, and I've done a lot of military pieces and a lot of pieces for police. Um, and one I'm gonna do tonight is it's kind of one for police. It's on the aspect of mental health awareness, the blood that's shed in the line of duty,
Uh
and
huh.
the dark times they go through. And so I'm hoping that I can make this turn out real good. And there's different techniques that you can do. I mean, you can use like things like these for like dish drainer type stuff, and use it to pour in there, and then once you get all the paint pour in there, you pour it off, and it just goes different ways.
Right.
Um, then there's the bead technique, like Jen does on some of the cups. Once you pour the paint on the canvas, you can take this and do it the same way that Jen does it, and it gives it different patterns and effect that way.
Very
And
cool.
so different stuff that I learned um, by just watching YouTube videos and stuff like that. And then I got an idea of buying like a bunch of vases, turning them upside down on a piece of canvas, pouring those colors on top, and letting the colors run down on top of on the side of these,
Yeah.
and that way you have paint.
Doing kind of like a dirty pour over them.
Yeah.
Very
So
cool. Well,
it
we're excited to see how those turn out. I mean, the way that we work this, and again, this is, all been kind of predicated because one of our younger followers was getting bullied for doing crafting stuff that he enjoys. And all we're just trying to do is just show everybody out there that men craft, they enjoy it. I mean, we like to tinker. We like to do things with our hands. Anything that we can create, we're going to do, or we're going to try to figure out how to do it. Jen's got a list that's just massive for me of things to try, many of which I'm very, very excited to do. So over time, we're going to get a bunch of people in here all doing different sorts of things because crafting just doesn't mean tumblers. You know, it's like you're doing with the painting and the spin art, and we've got guys that do 3D modeling and the what's the spray paint, the power spray paint, airbrushing, and you know, all sorts of different things. And you know, if it brings any type of joy to you and brings any type of peace, then it's a good thing. You know, it can't be bad. So we're just showing that we don't want those guys to be bullied. We want them to be able to do the things that they enjoy, and seeing other people do it is great for them as far as, you know, realizing they're not on their own. There's a bunch of people, bunch of men, bunch of women that love to craft. And if you enjoy it, you should do it. So that's pretty much what this is predicated on. So by all means, jump in, start, you know, talk us through it. I'm going to be working on a couple tumblers that I've been working on for the last couple weeks, and trying to finish those up. And I'm going to try not to focus as hard as I've been, because I know everybody gets so scared seeing Mr. Turtle being so focused when I'm usually not that way.
Are we doing a giveaway? We can tell them how to get entered into the giveaway for Saturday. Wahani's on.
Yep, we could do that, definitely. So, Dave, just run with it whenever you're ready to talk and you want to show us what you're doing. By all means, this is just both of us kind of working through some stuff and just having a good time with it, and that's it.
Right. All right. So with acrylic pouring painting, you have to have Artist Loft. They have this ready mix pouring paint that's already got the mediums and stuff mixed in. And there's different types of mediums. There's a pouring medium by Apple Barrel. Then you got the Floetrol, which is the same thing that a lot of painters in houses use to eliminate the brush and the rolling marks on different things. I like trying to find the ones that's already ready to mix, that's already mixed and ready to use. You got Deco Art that's got fluid art ready to pour, acrylic. You got, like I said, got Artist Loft, and you got different types of painting. You also have an acrylic pouring that is kind of cool. Is you can use this silicone oil, and silicone oil, what it does, it creates these cells. Cells. Yeah, there you go. Creates these cells in the painting, and then you can take a torch and go over them a little bit, and it brings it out more, which is kind of cool. So what I'm gonna do is, I've already got some of this paint. I'm gonna use the pre-mixed paint, and all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna create layers of the different colors of paint in one cup.
Cool.
And with the pouring that's already in it, the mediums and stuff, what it does is it sets on top of one another. You know,
Right.
They don't mix or nothing like that. So, and what I noticed that works better is if you take it and when you pour it in there, you pour it on the side of the cup instead of straight into the cup itself. Because when you pour it straight into the cup, then it, just goes all kinds of different ways.
Right.
Gotcha. That's smart. That's smart. Nicole's daughter's out of surgery. I got home about 15 minutes ago. She's doing really well.
As you can see, it's setting on top of the black paint.
Oh, yeah.
Well, while Dave's pouring his paint, you guys remember I did the Southwestern Tumbler. I've got my 2 coats of epoxy on it. And you remember I originally had a red block O in there. The red was too bright compared to the rest of the glitter that was on there. So we cut a different red O, and it kind of looks almost like a Sooners red O. But we know it's Ohio State. So I'm going to put that on while Dave's doing his pour.
dates that he's doing for mental health awareness and
Yep.
first responders.
Yep.
Zero said he's never used a cup to hold his paint before. Wait till you see what he does with this cup of paint, Zero. It's pretty cool. Oh, cool. Just finished first half of my glitter gingerbread house tumbler. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I didn't like this technique. There we go.
It's all right. I'm going to pull the whole thing off and relay it. Don't worry about the transfer tape being wrinkled. If the vinyl underneath isn't, sometimes it will do that. I didn't put it on.
So because we took the red block O off, now I've got to line it back up on my cup to make it fit right. And that's a little easier said than done. It looks like it's a little off.
Okay, pull it off. That tape is amazing.
Dave, feel free to jump in whenever you want, buddy.
All right, I'm about to attempt to do this one pour. And I'm
Marianne says hello.
move this so I can kind of. All right, so I got the paint.
Prayers for those that
right
don't care. Nothing happened. They just live there.
You got the what?
What I'll do is I'll take this canvas right here and I'll set it on top of this paint cup like this. And then what I'm going to do is over top of my box, I'm going to flip it back upside down. And then I'll take the camera so y'all can see what I do before I'm doing it.
Okay.
So as you can see, what I'm going to do is I'm going to slightly lift it.
Oh, way cool. That's really cool.
And as you see that, y'all give me one moment. Yeah. So why it's like that, you'll take it and you'll go one way.
So it's kind of stretching the paint out a little bit.
Yeah, it's stretching the paint out, but not trying to take too much away from it at the same time.
That's way cool. Oh, that looks nice. Good job, Beth.
So it's almost like working with alcohol inks. You just let it do what it wants to do, but kind of guide it.
Yep.
Oh, that's really cool. How cool that is.
Yeah,
like
I'm mesmerized just
it's
watching
like a marble
the way that
effect.
the paints are mixing and the way that it's flowing over the canvas. Happy Love says, I do the strainer method with the paint. Yeah, he showed the strainer earlier as one of the additional techniques you can use. Love that blue in the top.
So that's a little bit of the turquoise, the blue, and the white. And like I said, so um, the blue represents the law enforcement. The black represents the dark times they go through. The red represents the blood shed in the line of duty or due to suicide. And the white represents that things will always get brighter on the other side.
Hope.
Yeah. That you're not alone. There's hope.
Yeah.
Sometimes I like to use yellow in it because yellow, represents like the sun and stuff like that. And I think that speaks more volume than actual white at times. So that's part of what it looks like so far.
It looks I get exactly what you're saying in regards to the different transitions going through PTSD. And for those that you don't know, Dave works with a lot of first responders, prior military, all those folks in helping them to get through their I don't want to say issues. That's not the right word, but dealing with those difficult times, the challenges of what their jobs require of them. So his ministry is one of those ministries that focuses on helping those guys through those situations. So I can see how it's the blue representing the police, and then the darkness of their job in the red and in the black. So I totally get it and totally appreciate it. That thing is looking really cool.
And a lot of people ask me how I got into creating the ministry. Well, I'm a veteran and I used to be in law enforcement as well, and I suffer with PTSD. And I went to college and studied psychology and Christian counseling. I wanted to get a degree so that I can help them not just from a personal experience, but from an educational experience as well.
Right.
We need a lot more people like you, Dave.
Corey says, "I love you, Dave. That's so cool."
Hey, thank you. I love y'all.
Miranda says, "Hey, Turtle fam." Hi, Miranda.
So, how much is the painting going to go for? So, it depends on the size, because I have to add, shipping and handling, because depending on the size, sometimes shipping and handling can be about $40-$50. I sell like a size art piece like this would go for about $40-$45, and $5 for shipping and handling. I just add $5 into it.
That's sweet.
On one like this. More of the bigger ones, like one like that right there, the shipping and handling would be about $20.
On that size?
On the bigger size back here.
Mm-hmm. Gotcha. So if you guys aren't following Dave, give him a follow. I think you can. Is he in? Where does he show up in here? Oh yeah, he's right in the bottom.
Bottom right.
If you click on his bottom right, you guys can give him a follow. Keep up with what he's doing. Like I said, he's been a long-time follower of Thirsty Turtles, pretty much since like day one or close to day one.
He's gonna be doing it pretty soon.
Because I always sit in there without saying nothing at first.
Yeah, I know. You were there for a long time. But he's also going to be doing an auction of a tumbler that Jen made for him. Which do you have a date set for that yet, Dave? No,
I don't have a date set for it. I've got to wait till some of the guys get done with the couple of tour shows that they have going on right now. We might try to do something in November.
Gotcha.
That'd be awesome.
Just make sure you let us know when you're going to do that.
Yeah, we'll spread the word.
Mom Life 5. No, so I went to college here I started college about 3 years ago. So I didn't know that wasn't even a part of my plan originally.
You didn't know what you wanted to grow up and be yet.
Well, I mean, like I said, I went in the military and everything, but you know, the law enforcement came after a little bit. So, if y'all could see that right there, how I done some of the torch on it,
Oh wow!
and how it's brought out some of those a little bit more. Lemon squeezy.
Lemon squeezy, how's the baby?
Baby
Penelope.
That was hard to say. Why is it so hard?
She goes, look at these men crafting. You know it.
That's right.
Crazy, isn't it?
She said the baby's doing good.
Yay!
Good.
We need more pictures.
I know.
Is she a daddy's girl already? She says she never gets smiles, only that her dad does.
If y'all remember last, I think it was 2 lives ago, I did this orange and brown monstrosity, which came out really cool. This is going to be Jen's Cleveland Browns tumbler. So, because we don't have a Cleveland Browns tumbler. So I got to figure out where I'm going to be putting this. So we're putting, of course, Cleveland Browns on it, which you won't be able to, it's going to be backwards. But the Cleveland Browns are going on it. And then the old-time Cleveland Brownie. So I'm going to be putting those on. Do you have a specific place you want these, or?
What I like to do.
See, y'all ain't doing it right. Y'all got OH down. Y'all are good on that.
And then if you don't have any,
y'all messed up when y'all went with the.
I mean, we're going
when y'all
all Cleveland stuff. What'd you say?
But you can't go all Cleveland. Hey, look, you got to go this right here.
Then I look for.
Hey, Cincinnati Reds, I can deal with that.
Then I
and the Bengals. We won yesterday. We beat Pittsburgh.
Yes, you did. Pittsburgh's looking rough. So I'm going to assume that this is the area that needs the most coverage.
Yeah, I think that spot right here, center that, because this orange is beautiful. So
all right.
Your brownie.
So that is that painting right there.
Basically standing on top of that.
So help me out here because I'm. The epoxy. There's been some painting, like 2 paintings that I put epoxy on, and it didn't really. The epoxy part turned out nice on it. I mean, it made it look like glass and all that. Made it really nice, but it also kind of was sticky.
With the paint mixed into it?
No.
Well, so I let the painting dry, and then I poured epoxy over top of them.
Okay.
And it just ended up really sticky, and there's really no way to. I don't know if you can sand canvas or what, but you know that's how it turned out.
Right. Yeah. Usually, in my experience, when epoxy comes out sticky, it's because the measurements weren't right.
Hit a spot. If it's spot sticky.
Now, if it's spot sticky, that's a different story.
Mixed well.
But if it's the whole thing, then that's a different story.
See, what's going on, Gage? See, it was more the side of the canvas was very sticky. I found.
I wonder if it repelled.
I found that using this Rust-Oleum Ultra Cover Gloss Clear, spraying it on top of the paintings works good to kind of give it a shine.
Could the areas that the epoxy stayed sticky, could that have been areas that had more of the silicone in it to make the cells? Because you know epoxy and silicone don't go.
I mean, that could be that's a good thought too.
So maybe a good seal with a polyacrylic or something over it before you epoxy would cover those silicone cells.
Now, does epoxy is there epoxy that's already mixed and ready to go?
Epoxy that's up? No, because it'll harden on you.
Oh, okay, I got you.
Yeah, you've got the hardener and you've got the actual epoxy portion.
I can't believe you ruined my sticker.
I know, epoxy portion of it. So right. Yeah, if they mixed it already ready to use, it would harden before you could get to it. And I just screwed up massively. That was supposed to be a sticker that I put on there, and I did it with transfer tape, so it pulled up a bunch of the ink on the sticker. So I'm going to have to become really good. Or I'm going to have to sand this baby off.
All right, well, I'm going to grab some more colors, and I'm going to do this other one.
Okay.
You need to try to pull as much of that off as you can.
Now?
Yeah.
See, this is what happens, guys. You know, you get in there, you think you know what you're doing, and then you're just talking and you forget. And I'm going to blame it on everybody else because you guys won't let me focus. Because you want me to not be as serious when I'm doing this. So now I got to do it all over again.
It's all y'all's fault.
It's all y'all's fault.
I think you're full of shit, Mr. T.
The good news is the sticker comes off nice and clean. But Jen's not happy with me because
he's created more work for me.
More work for her
again
to print off. I know. So I kind of screwed up. But it's fixable. That's a nice thing.
Yeah. You're a Marine. Overcome, adapt, move on. Whatever the fuck the saying is.
Improvise, adapt, overcome.
There you go. There you go.
And now you can't even tell. Look at that. Got rid of it. Sticker's gone. Cleveland Browns is still there because that went on pretty good. Even though I eyeballed it. And it's a little crooked, not much. But
so the color the paint that you used on that cup, what kind of paint is that?
This was just white spray paint to do the marbling effect, the Hydro Dip. But underneath it, I did orange and brown Rust-Oleum, and then I glittered over it. Most of it was a white glitter, an orange glitter, and then a little bit of chunky in there just to add some dimension to it. So it came out pretty badass, I think.
I agree.
At least as far as my first Hydro Dip, this part came out really good. And then I had to clean it up a little bit because paint kind of gets, makes it kind of foggy. So you got to clean up some of the areas on it. But it came out really, I think, really, really nice. So we're going to put that Cleveland Browns to the side because Jen's going to have to print me another sticker for it. But it turned out okay.
Lemon Squeezy said Marine's excuse is always I'm a Marine, blah blah blah.
No, that's not our excuse. That number one, we don't make excuses. So you can't sit there and say that's an excuse. That's a benefit.
A benefit.
I was attached to the Marines, so be easy. I was a corpsman.
Did you think we were crazy?
Well, tell them what you were.
You
guys were crazy.
I'll show you my dog, Lemon Squeezy. Shallow.
Did you think we were crazy, Dave, when you were attached to us?
No. I enjoyed every bit of it. Shallow. Shallow, come.
Because I was a combat engineer. I did demolitions and mine warfare. Jennifer used to get mad at me because when I was training the other Marines on how to do stuff, I'd oftentimes jump out of helicopters with a satchel charge on my back and blasting caps in my front pocket, which you're never, ever supposed to do.
But you didn't trust anybody else yet.
But I didn't trust anybody else to do it.
Right.
Especially when you're fast roping out of a helicopter from 40 feet.
I don't know where Roxy is, Marcy.
Everybody's loving the puppies.
Puppies.
Puppies,
Yeah,
oh,
they're like-
puppies, puppies, two puppies,
Yeah,
puppies.
so that's a German Shepherd lab mix that is in the process of learning to become a therapeutic dog,
Oh, excellent.
where I can take him in and out of the VA hospital
Mr. Turtle, what are you?
and the police departments that I go into. So.
Tracy says, Mr. Turtle, you were a badass. I was. That was a long time ago, though. Did somebody say, what am I drinking?
Yeah.
Cherry
still
vodka
bad.
and Red Bull, like normal.
Happy Love says I have an 8-week-old puppy. Aww.
I've never had the cherry vodka.
You've
Never had that.
cherry vodka?
No.
You've never done a cherry bomb. Come on, you're our age. You should have done cherry bombs.
The
Hair
women's
color is natural or me?
Cherry bomb is nothing more than
Because
just
mine's purple.
cherry vodka, and you chase it with Red Bull.
See, I love Red Bull.
So do I. Too much. I drink way too much of it.
Yep.
So you guys remember this tumbler? I did this one.
I like that one.
I did this one. When was it? Last Monday. This was the neon alcohol inks, and it came out pretty kick-ass.
Pretty kick-ass.
Love the mix in it, and
But you're like, what do I do with a pastel
yeah.
cup?
So now I'm trying to figure out what do I do with a pastel cup. Well, found this awesome sticker, which I'm not going to use transfer tape on this time, and this is kind of fitting. Don't know if there you go. Deadpool on his unicorn. I thought that was like perfect for it. Mr. Turtle, I said earlier I loved your hair. Well, thank you very much, Christina.
It is currently kind of dyed, but it's dyed really close to his natural color.
Yeah, and I think she's saying she loves it because this is as natural as you'll get it. It's got very little product in it, and I just came out of the shower right before we did this.
She asked if...
So this is what I'm trying to figure out.
Is its natural color.
How in the hell do you still have that much hair on your head with all them curls?
Good genes. You should see my kids. Holy cow. You think I got... Yeah, I know. That's how my dad is, too. Not that I'm comparing you to my dad.
You stopped wearing a hat.
Yeah, but once I got out of the Marine Corps, I stopped wearing baseball hats. So I think that had a lot to do with it, too.
Oh, that might be my problem. So, because when I grew up, I had long curly hair.
Mm-hmm.
And then before I left for the military, I started getting the high and tights. And then that's all I had for years. Like, I'm talking about in the military, outside the military, and everything.
Me too.
And,
at least
I tried to let my hair grow back. And then it would just start to curl at the tip, and that was it.
Jen and I have been married for almost going on 31 years. We've been together for almost 33. That whole time, she has never seen me with long hair because I wore basically shaved on the sides and maybe this high on the top. So it wasn't really a flat top because it was like a quarter inch on the sides. But that's how I wore it for 28 years, 26, 20, 30, 28 years. Because I've been growing it now since Baby Turtle went to college, which was 4 years ago. So I've been growing it for 4 years now. And this is as far as it's gotten in 4 years. Now, he's shaved off his totally and then started regrowing it. He just started regrowing it 8 months ago. And it's as long as mine is almost already.
Dang, go on.
He loves the girls.
So I'm going to put
Corey
this
says she wants this cup. She licked it.
kick-ass sticker on my neon cup.
All right, so I've noticed that a lot of y'all's stickers or the things that y'all put on the cups are some of the funniest things, just like that Spider-Man riding a unicorn. Is that something that Jen creates, or is that something y'all buy?
We found it.
We found it.
We Googled that one.
She has a bunch of different accounts, like paid subscription accounts, like what's Adobe Photos or Adobe Clip Art, whatever it is. Shutterstock, and then she buys from Etsy and all that kind of stuff. So it just kind of depends on what we're looking for.
I got you.
But yeah, I mean, there are a ton of really cool ideas out there. You just got to look for them.
No transfer tape, right?
No transfer
Are you just
tape.
putting him on, no background?
No back. I might
start with just him.
I might piece in the background after
Maybe.
the fact.
Yeah.
But I'm just going to start with him, and trying to figure out where to put him is going to be problematic.
I'll help you.
I think I'm going to put him right here.
That's what I have an eye for.
I think I'm going to put him right here.
I wouldn't cover that. No, I wouldn't cover that either.
Well, that's the problem. Yeah, right? So it's
Right here.
right there.
Yeah, because everything else is beautiful. You don't want to cover it. You know what I mean?
And the good thing about these stickers is there really is no, unless you go like totally 90, and put it that way, it can be a little off. You're really not going to be able to tell.
Let's try to make it straight, though, because I can tell.
This isn't your cup.
It doesn't matter. It's Deadpool Dave.
It's
Not
Deadpool
Spider-Man riding
Dave. Deadpool, not Spider-Man.
Jen will know. That's what they said. Oh my god, that is so stinking cute. It looks like he's riding up in the clouds. Unicorn farted.
That is friggin' cool.
It's funny.
I like that.
It's a man twist on a pastel colored tumbler.
I like that.
Now the question is do I put the little background stickers on it, which might blend in pretty decently with the rest of the colors. So I don't know.
Let me see it again. It might make him stand out a little bit more.
No, I think he stands out pretty darn good.
Lemon Squeezy had said, did y'all get the pictures she had sent the other day?
Did you get the pictures from Lemon Squeezy from the other day?
No.
No. Jen's saying no. Lemon Squeezy, where'd you send them?
No, I got the ones that she sent right after the baby was born.
Yeah, we got the ones right after the baby was born. Leave it as is, no changes. I think leave it. That looks cool, Mr.
All right.
T.
They say leave it, no background.
Ooh, Dave's going to use
way cool.
the colander now. The strainer. Leave it.
Mom Life says leave it.
Michael says leave it, no changes. All right, I won't add anything to it. We'll just leave it like that.
Put a clear gloss over that to seal it so we don't get fish eyes when we epoxy. It'll shine him up too because he's printed on matte.
Because he's kind of a little dull.
Well, he's matte. It's printed on matte sticker paper. I don't like the glossy sticker paper. Except for certain things.
She said it was a picture of a very big smile.
Oh my god, check that out. I could watch those for hours. Those acrylic pours. That just looks like a good excuse to make a mess.
I know, but it works.
Oh my god, look at that.
Sorry, guys, I'm watching Dave do his acrylic pours.
You have them. They have to pick a mica powder.
So you
have them do that while you're.
All right. So if y'all remember, I did this tumbler a while ago. This is the
Dave. That looks freaking amazing.
This is the reptile dragon skin, whatever the heck you want to call it. And if you recall, I put a bunch of inks in there when I wrapped it. That does not work.
Let's get sharing, guys.
The inks,
33 people in here.
The inks became very sticky and stuck to the what were the wraps?
They filled some of the wells up.
Yeah.
And stuck
so it didn't work. So we took it out and spray painted it black. I actually tried to throw it in the fuck it bucket, but Jen pulled it back out and spray painted it black. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to brush it with some mica powders.
That pink, this is giving me anxiety, but it's gorgeous.
And here's the three choices we have for the mica colors. So you got a top one that's kind of purple bluish. You got this one, which kind of like a reddish copper, and then you got a greenish silver right here. Yes, I am. This is a greenish silver.
Yeah.
That's a pinkish reddish copper.
Yeah.
This is a bluish.
Yep.
So I'm going to let you guys decide which color I should put on this. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to brush it on so
My
it'll
tumbler came in and I love it. Whoop whoop! I don't know which one it is, but whoop whoop!
it'll fill in most of the
If
areas.
you post, make sure you tag me.
And then I'm going to dry brush
They
over
said
it.
The red and blue. You think he should maybe ombre?
What? Ombre?
Yeah.
I have 3 colors, guys.
Well, if you do the red and the blue, right? The one that's got the red, these 2 colors, the cotton candy and the red one, and you start off the top of the tumbler with the red.
These 2?
Okay. Yeah. No, cotton candy. These 2. See these 2 right here?
Uh-huh.
Start off the top in pink, and once you get down, you can blend over with the blue purple, and it'll ombre itself, and then just go straight to the blue.
Oh, you guys are making this difficult.
I think you can do it.
You guys are making this difficult.
You did that on a smooth bottom, though. I'm curious to see how that powder goes on that rough surface.
Red and blue. You got it, Mr. T. I'll do whatever you guys want me to do. Go for it, Francesca.
Hey, Ryan.
Is Ryan in here?
Corey said hi to Ryan.
Does go Rouge, or is that Rogue?
Go Rogue.
You know
Rogue
how I'm
Rouge.
having problems with my pronunciations these days. Where's Sheriff Al Ruta?
Yeah.
Red. Lahanu says red. Ashley Martinez says you got this.
I think the red would be
all right.
spectacular.
Jen wants me to try to ombre
I think
it.
you could ombre it.
And I don't know how that's going to turn out, but we'll find out, guys. The thing that's nice about this...
We'll see. You're going to start with the red, and I think we're going to like that so much that we're going to want to do the whole thing.
Yeah, we'll start with the red, and I'll show you what the red looks
Butter
like.
bucket.
What the red looks like, and then we'll go from there.
That's what Ryan said. Yeah, putter bucket. Mr. T, you got this.
Well, there's not much to it. I'm just
You
putting...
can put it on with an eyeshadow pad. Works great, too.
Just putting mica powders on it.
I read her name is France Scam, too. Francis Scam. That's what
Francesca M.
I know. I did the same thing. Yeah, we're liking the red.
The question is how much red to put on?
Well, you'll be able to dry brush over to either darken those veins or lighten them with a lighter color like a silver.
And apparently when it comes to these mica powders, you don't want to be too gentle with them because they're going to collect. You're trying to get a nice, smooth metallic finish on it.
Pretty. It's coming across kind of purpley.
It is.
Purple red.
It is.
They're saying so cool. I get that a lot. I should change it for Francis Scam.
No, I just got it.
So that's gorgeous.
I just figured it out. You don't need to change it now. Everybody keeps doing that. They keep changing their names after I screw them up.
Girly 2014 says that looks good.
I think we might do this red and then do the cotton candy maybe in some spots instead of doing it as a total ombre. Jen's probably going to get mad at me because I'm using a lot of her mica powder.
Oh my god, the color shift on that is amazing. From here, it's orange.
And then it turns purple, and then it turns
red, and then it turns purple. This is our
All right, so I'm going to show y'all.
Okay, let's check it out.
Let's check it out, Dave.
So, All right, so what I did was I took a small vase, I set it on top of the canvas.
Wow, that canvas came out so stinking cool.
Oh my God, that's incredible. Oh my God, that
And
is
then
beautiful.
it's on the on this, and it's also a piece of art.
That is gorgeous.
That is so cool, Dave.
Look at that. That is stunning.
Yeah, that pour is awesome on that canvas. The vase we can't see real well because there's a shadow from the colander that it's sitting in. But
that
canvas is
stunning.
gorgeous.
Like stunning. I love that chameleon shift. That's incredible.
So I'm going to do the whole cup in this color, and then I think I'm going to go over with some cotton candy in specific areas to see what it does.
Ooh, okay. Like spots?
Yeah.
Because dragons
or
have spots.
stripes,
Oh,
no.
no.
Maybe angled stripes or something.
Right. Whoops.
It's a reptile skin.
Skin of something.
But
damn it!
Dragons are reptile.
Well, yeah, of course.
It's because I'm totally
Ryan, what's up, bro?
Totally impatient.
So what's in this color right here is a metallic amethyst.
Oh.
Then I have a violet. I have a blue. And I have a hot pink. And then I have a bright magenta.
Magenta.
Magenta? But it's
Yeah,
magenta. Is it a
What did I
purpley
say?
pinky
Magenta.
color?
Yeah.
Yep. That is beautiful. Look at I can't.
So,
Those colors are
lemon squeeze.
incredible.
Hey, what's up, Ryan? What is up, Ryan? So, lemon squeezy. So, on the paint, or in the paint, I add a pouring medium, and it helps the paint to flow when you pour it. Ain't nothing much, Ryan. How are you doing, bud?
Hey Dave, do you use like a Floetrol, or is it because I know like Hobby Lobby has one that's actually called Flow Medium, and then Michaels has their own version too.
Yeah, I've got Floetrol, and then Apple Barrel has pouring mediums, which they're pretty much the same thing.
Okay.
You know. However, I do like the Floetrol better.
Right.
I think the Floetrol, because to me, you don't have to. I feel like you don't have to use as much Floetrol. You can also use Elmer's glue.
Oh, okay.
And Elmer's glue, what Elmer's glue does, it does the same thing as a pouring medium.
Gotcha.
You know, and it a lot of times when you pour, also a good thing to do is to even have a measuring cup where it's got that spout, and then what you could do is you could take the paint and pour it in circles like that, and it will give it different effects and different designs on the painting itself as well.
That's cool.
So
I think I've seen that one. I think I've seen the spiral one. I had done a couple acrylic pours way back in the day, and I had used the Floetrol, but I noticed it gives a lot more cells than a regular regular pouring medium. But it did thin the paint out nicely. I think I like that it was a little bit thinner, but it did create some cells that I wasn't expecting without using silicone.
Ryan said that he uses a heavy pour. Heavy pour.
He always heavy pours.
He heavy pours everything, and he's talking alcohol.
Alcohol, right?
He's not talking crafts.
Yeah, we're not talking about being a bartender, Ryan. Hey, so Lemon Squeezy said I told Ryan I need to stock. See, that is badass. That is wicked.
The color shift on that.
I'm going to put some cotton candy on it in some certain areas, see if we can just play around with it, see what happens.
But Lemon Squeezy said I need to stock up on alcohol again, but at least I'm enjoying wine. I am glad that you're able to finally enjoy a nice cup of wine.
And sushi.
And sushi.
Oh, yes. Yes. I took a buddy that I work with to the store earlier, and he got him some sushi. And he opened no sooner we got back in the car, he opened it up and we started eating on that. I gotta enjoy it by myself. My wife and them, they don't like it.
Everybody in our family loves sushi. Everybody.
So on Hannah's 8th birthday, she said, "Daddy, I want sushi. I want to try sushi." And I think where we messed up was she wanted the soy sauce on it, and she wasn't a big fan of it.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah, our kids tried it as babies and loved it ever since. Like, I mean babies, but like toddler-ish. And they loved it ever since. And
yeah, we started them early on it.
They were older,
hey, Ryan,
but
I
they
need
eat table foods and stuff, and they didn't have any signs of any allergies. We're careful with it.
Ryan, I need a good recipe for this Di Serrano.
For amaretto?
I don't care what it is. Something that would go good with Di Serrano.
You can mix that with some sour mix.
We amaretto sour. That's easy. Jen made, or Ryan made,
Oh,
and
the
then
killer Kool-Aid
we
has that
copied
in
it.
there.
Yeah, the killer Kool-Aid is really good.
Which one was that again?
That was cranberry juice, amaretto, your favorite vodka. Jen used Ciroc mango, and then a little bit of Midori, the melon liqueur.
Oh, wow.
And
oh my god, that was amazing.
Oh yeah, that's probably her favorite drink when we have all this stuff to make it.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, so I put this cotton candy on it. I want to see if you guys can actually see the difference between the top and the bottom. Because I think you can, because now I see hints of blue.
Now.
I see
From
hints
here,
of
I see purple.
Hints of blue where I wasn't seeing blue before. So that's kind of cool. Can you see the difference in the top compared to the bottom?
Yeah, so that design that you got in that, how'd you do that?
It's a silicone mat that has, and I don't know where it's at right now.
They're over under the tables in the back corner.
It's indented so that you can create a pattern. What you do is you put epoxy on the tumbler, then you wrap it with the silicone mat, because the silicone, when the epoxy dries, the silicone's not going to stick to it. And then you can pull the mat off, and all the indent areas is where the silicone is going to capture and set up. So it makes it a 3D type of pattern, as opposed to just, self-leveling epoxy will make it nice and smooth, and there won't be any 3D effect to it whatsoever. This helps to hold it in place to do a 3D effect.
Oh, cool.
They use that to texture, what is that frosting they put on cake? Fondant and stuff like that.
Fondant.
Oh, okay.
But it's all made out of silicone,
so
the epoxy won't stick to it.
Oh, okay. So, when you do acrylic pouring, also like those, I guess there's silicone mats that you can use for a dish drainer.
Mm-hmm.
That's another idea that you can do on acrylic pouring, along with the beads as well. And it gives it, like you said, sponges. Use sponges to put different designs and patterns in it as well?
Yeah, all different techniques you can use to get different depth and dimension from doing the acrylic pours. So you guys can see that there is definitely a
There's
color
shift.
break in there. And I
Well,
tried
get
to
the hell out of that.
I tried to blend it in so that it doesn't just stand out, and say, "Ooh, here's a line." So you can kind of see where it kind of degrades down into that reddish color. And that's with putting cotton candy over the top of it, kind of blending it into like an ombre-ish type effect. So that came out actually pretty cool.
That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool.
So Dave, what else you got for us?
Thanks, look at that.
I can do one more.
Well, that's up to you because I've handled my 4 tumblers tonight. Other than the one that I have to fix because I put transfer tape over a sticker. And don't do that, guys.
For the most part, I'm done. Kind of ran out of room because I kind of
Those were amazing.
worked it up quick.
Those canvases were amazing, Dave. Those were very, very cool.
It makes me want to get back into doing it.
Yeah, Jen's saying it makes her want to get back into doing those types of things because that's originally how she started. She was, playing with a bunch of different crafts.
Yeah.
She was doing dirty pours and selling blanks and doing vinyl and T-shirts. I mean, this was like 4 years ago. Until she finally got stuck on doing tumblers. Not stuck, that's what she chose to do. Fell in love with doing them. But she used to do a lot of that. And she even wanted to do our table in a dirty pour. Huh?
Ryan said that's a cup for the dragon egg margarita.
That is, isn't it, buddy?
Yeah, so I'm actually what's up, Jeff? So Lemon Squeezy, it takes about 2 to 3 days at the most for the canvas to dry. Just depends on the room temperature and stuff like that. Sometimes it don't take much for it to dry.
That's cool.
Somebody's going to be sparkling tonight.
Huh?
I got mica everywhere.
But
Corey said you did your 4 tumblers while Jen did 10 tumblers.
The dirty pour. Explain more on the dirty pour.
Hey, Russ from Little Bricks Charity.
Dirty pour, Jen.
Yeah, what about it?
Russ, Dave said, explain more on what a dirty pour is.
So the dirty pour is basically like what you were doing by putting the paint layered in the cup and pouring it out like that. And you can do it in the different patterns, or you can just run it down. And I tried some with like a hair dryer and blowing them out. And I tried a whole bunch of different types of ways to do it. I really loved them. I loved them when they were wet, and I loved them once they got epoxy on them. What I didn't love is how some of the colors sank and some of the colors rose when it dried. So it changes just like it does when you do alcohol inks on a tumbler. It changes as it dries. But I've always wanted to try some of those same techniques on a tumbler. I just have never had I did do a dirty pour on a tumbler, where I poured the paint, put in the cup and then poured it on the tumbler, and that was pretty cool. So Russ from Little Charity is on here.
Russ!
He's getting ready to do a pretty big tour, and I got to get his cup done and out to him, which is going to be ready to ship.
Hey, speaking of which, I got to meet Russ.
Did you?
Oh, way cool!
Where were you guys at?
Yes. Woodtalk.
Where?
Woodtalk.
Where's Woodtalk?
So here in Virginia, there's a farm called Richland's Dairy, and several big creators on TikTok created a thing called Woodtalk that kind of like was a mimic of Woodstock.
Right.
It was on a dairy farm. We camped out. We had music all week. It was from Thursday till Monday. We camped out on the farm in the cornfields. We got to tour the farm. People like Scott D. Henry was there. Tina Madlibs was there. Officer Udi and Scales and Officer Kingry, all of them was there. Demon Jones performed.
Oh, that would have been that would have been so awesome.
And there was actually some tumbler makers from North Carolina there as well.
Really? That would have
So
been so
yeah.
cool. We don't get out of the house
So
much. We're in the process of, trying to find a place
yeah.
to live, pack up, all that kind of stuff. So we're not moving around very much other than in the house every night and doing tumblers all day long.
Yeah, so they're going to have one next year. They have vendors come, like people that wants to be vendors from TikTok. I mean, everybody that was there was from TikTok,
That's
except
awesome.
for
We're in.
one of
Let
these
us
food
know
vendors.
when. That would
Yeah,
be
the next one
fun.
we're in. I mean, we're going to be moved.
I'll have to tell you.
Everything's going to be settled. We're going to become,
We're gonna do some meetups
hopefully,
for people.
more social, which is always what we expected we would be doing. But with the selling of the house and everything, it's kind of put everything in, this flux of uncertainty.
Right.
So we're trying to, pack, conserve money, everything else, so that we can get this move done. Once we get this move done, we're going to have so much opportunity to do so many other things that we want to do. Having the turtle meet and greets in a couple different places of the country. Going out and doing these TikTok meets that they have, just like you were talking about Wood Talk. I mean, those are all things we would love to be a part of. We just haven't had the time.
Yeah, so we did a thing where, like I said, do y'all know who Petey Pablo is?
PD Pablo, no.
Thanks.
Jen might.
It's on North Carolina. Take your shirts off, spin them in the air, twist them like a helicopter type thing. He's a rapper. He was a really popular rapper from North Carolina.
Okay.
He was there a lot, and then there's a group called New Breed and Jesse Howard. They got a song called "Welcome to My House."
Yep.
It's kind of hard to talk with a shotgun in your mouth.
Yeah.
And then there was some other artists from TikTok on there that performed. And I tell you right now, it was one of the most awesome experience. And we had a flag, we had cornhole tournaments, we had a flag football game, and Scott D. Henry said that if he beat Content Violations team, or if whoever won the championship, he would donate. That they would win money.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I scrounged up a football team, had a 17-year-old girl as the quarterback. I was the coach. Grabbed a couple of people like Comedic Cody and Officer Scales. Scales is from North Carolina, and put them on my team. And we ended up beating Scott D. Henry in the championship game. And then all the money that was won off of that game, we had them donate it back to, or give it to the farm.
That would have been awesome. I would have loved to have been a part of that. That would have been awesome.
Yeah. So when they go into discussing it for next year, I will definitely I'll post something about it, and I will definitely let y'all know about it, and let our Thirsty Turtle family know about it.
That would be incredible.
Hell yeah.
Dave, thank you very much for being a part of this tonight. The work you do is stinking amazing. For those of you that aren't following Dave, give him a follow. You can see it right there on his TikTok side of the Dual Live. So give him a follow. He's not only does crafts, but what he provides to our people in uniform, our first responders, it's just incredible. So please give him a follow. And Dave, thank you very much. We'll do this again sometime in the future, buddy.
Definitely.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Dave.
Everybody, thank y'all so much. I appreciate everything that y'all do. Y'all are definitely a good group of people, and everybody in y'all's live is some of the most genuine people. So thank y'all for allowing me to show some of my little art that a kindergarten can do. So,
it's pretty badass. I'm loving it, though.
I'd like to see a kindergartner that can do that.
Thanks for being a part of the Turtle family, Dave.
Hey, thank you for having us. So everybody have a good night. Y'all stay blessed and continue to pay it forward to others. So
thanks, Dave. We'll see you soon, buddy.
He's amazing.
Okay, folks. So
Cool.
That was awesome. You know, again, this whole thing is about getting other men that craft out there, so that people can see it's not just, you know, I don't mean to make this in any derogatory way, but it's not only women that craft. We like to tinker, we like to do things. We like to be artsy. It's fun, and we enjoy it. So, you know, hence the Men Who Craft Mondays. I appreciate everybody that jumped in here. I know it's not as exciting as watching Jen. You know, I sit here and go through 4 tumblers that I've been working on for 4 weeks. She goes through, 20 tumblers in a night. But we'll get there. And I think this is definitely worth the time. And thank you for being a part of this. And hopefully in the future, we'll be able to continue to make this grow. I'm learning as I go. I'm trying to keep more focused on the comments and not so focused on the tumblers I'm working on. Because that's what you guys have come to expect, and I don't want you thinking I'm just some, grouch working on tumblers because I get so serious. But I do enjoy it. I am very focused when I work on this kind of stuff. So thank you guys for jumping in tonight. We will see you all tomorrow, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Next week will be Tom from Red Snapper Designs. He'll be joining me, and we'll be doing some tumblers together, or at least I assume he's going to be doing some tumblers. And that's what he does. So if you want to give him a follow ahead of time, it's Red Snapper Designs. Not hard to find. He's in our lives quite a bit. So give him a follow, see what he's about, and he will be on next Monday with us at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard. And then after that, you're probably going to see Papa Bear finishing up his football tumbler. And then Cameron from...
Marshall Maid is someone who we are planning on reaching out to for sure.
Yes. Jen has a list of people that we're reaching out to. So there's a bunch of people.
If you know anybody,
but yeah, please send us, if you know somebody that would be great to be on here, let us know. We are more than willing to reach out to folks and say, hey, here's what we're about. We'd like you to join us for, just a brief live. We're not on that long. So, I mean, it's great as long as they have enough followers to, of course, do a dual live. So thank you everybody for joining us tonight. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I know it's, not as fun, but we're working on it. We'll get better.
You did fantastic tonight.
We'll get there. So thank you guys. We'll see you tomorrow night at 9 o'clock for the Thirsty Turtle Live with Jennifer. Thanks everybody. Have a great evening. Apparently I'm going through filters instead of turning it off. Bye everybody.